Hi beautiful people, you're welcome back once again on my channel. So in this video tutorial we'll be learning how to make this beautiful asymmetrical blouse neckline, starting from drafting on pattern paper to the cutting on fabric and the sewing. Yes, so it's very simple and very detailed tutorial. If this video is what you're interested in, please kindly watch it to the end and don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Okay, so thank you so much guys, to all my wonderful subscribers, to all my returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's get started. Okay guys, so you are welcome back. So you can see here on my table I have my pattern paper. I'll be drafting first on my pattern paper before we'll transfer. You can see my paper is on fold, so I have this pattern paper is on fold. Go ahead and fold your pattern paper into two. So it's advisable you draft on your paper first before transferring to your fabric. So after this, now just go ahead and mark out my starting line or my first of all, mark out my starting line or my shoulder line like so. So after that, now place my tape here. This will serve as my starting line. I'm going to be marking out my bust point measurement. Just go ahead and mark out your bust point measurements like so. So I'll go ahead and put another dot here. So after the bust point, you mark your waistline. Then I'll mark my waistline. So from waistline, the next thing is your hip line. I'll be using 25 inches for my hip line, so just go ahead and mark. So after hip line, I'll be marking it like so, my hip line. So after that, you can go ahead and determine your blouse length. You can use your hip line as your top length depending on how long or short you want your top to be. So I added extra 2 inches for my top length. Just go ahead and measure it. So I'll connect all the dots I marked. So here I have my chest, my bust point, my waistline, then my hip line and my blouse length. So after that, now you can see I decided to use my marker. My pencil was not visible, so I went ahead to label all my lines: bust point or bust line, the waistline, the hip line, and BL, which is my blouse length or top length. So after that, the next thing is to divide our shoulder measurement by 2. After dividing your shoulder measurement by 2, you're going to mark it like so. So from there, I'll come down by half an inch. You can come down by 1 inch. So I came down by, so from there now I'll just go ahead and get from my chest line, I'll go up by my bust line, I'll go up by 2 inches, so I'll be able to get my chest line. Or you can divide your shoulder measurement by 2 and then you'll mark. So this is my chest line like so. So I'm going up from bust line by 2 inches. So this line will serve as the chest line. So I'll go ahead and label it chest line. So from there, I'm going to still impute my shoulder divided by 2, which is 8. Then I'll connect like so. Then from here, I'm going to use my 3.5 neck width. So I use 3.5 neck width. So I'm going to connect it to the shoulder slope like that. So this is my shoulder slope. So after connecting it, then I'm going to get the middle point. I'll divide my armhole into 2. Then I'll come in by half an inch. Then I'm going to connect it like so. Just go ahead and connect. So we're trying to form a basic line. So from the chest line, I'm going to divide by bust circumference divided by 2 plus 1 inch of ease, then extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead and mark like so. So your bust circumference divided by 2, 1 inch of ease and 1 inch of extra allowance. So I'll just go ahead and connect to form my armhole curve. So after that, the next thing now is to get our kimono sleeve. Remember, we'll have one side of sleeveless, one side sleeveless, and the other side is kimono sleeve with the asymmetrical neckline. So after that, now I'll go ahead and input my body measurement. So from the waist measurements divided by 4 plus your ease and your sewing allowance. So then on the hip, I'll do the same thing. Hip divided by 4 plus my ease 1 inch and sewing allowance. Then I'll go ahead and connect all the lines that I marked. I'm going to extend these lines. Okay, then I'll go ahead and connect them. So at your blouse length, you do the same thing. So you can see how I've connected it like so. So this is what I have. Then the next thing we are going to do is to work on our kimono sleeves. So from this end, from here, we are going to extend our shoulder slope. We are going to extend it. So this is the shoulder slope. We are going to extend it by 1 inch. So first of all, I'm trying to mark out our starting line or the shoulder line. So from here, I'll go ahead and mark my 1 inch for shoulder slope. You are going to determine where you want your sleeve to be. So from the 8 inches I marked, you are going to measure your sleeve length. Okay, so just from the shoulder, from here, which is the shoulder line measurement, you are going to determine your sleeve length where you want it. So mine wasn't enough, so I'll go ahead, when cutting on fabric, I'll still extend it. So after that, you're going to extend it by half 1 inch. This is for shoulder slope. Then for shoulder slope here, you're going to, so after the marking here, so you can see my chest line. So from this, my bust line, rather, this is my bust line or my bust point. So I extended the line. So I'll go ahead and connect the shoulder slope from the shoulder measurement down to the sleeve length. So you're going to slant it like so. So after slanting it like this, then the next thing now is to curve it, give it armhole curve from there. So you're going to curve your armhole. You can use your free hand or use your French curve to achieve this. So now we are done. So the next thing now is the next thing for us to do now, so this is for the kimono. We are going to be cutting the kimono part first before. So after this, now we are going to cut it out. So you can see here, but before then, there is some pleats or gathers at the shoulder, the sleeveless part. So for you to achieve, you're going to extend the shoulder measurement by 1 inch. You can add 1 or 1.5 depending on how gathered you want it, but here I used 1 inch. Then I connected it back into the armhole like so. So just go ahead and connect it back into the armhole like so. So at the end, by the time we finish gathering it, we are going to get our actual shoulder length or shoulder measurement. Okay, so this is it. This is how what we have here. So the next thing now is to cut it out, but before then, on this down part, we are going to come up by 2 inches here to curve this side. We're not going to leave it like so. So we're going to determine the midpoint of your blouse circumference. Then you are going to curve it this way. From the middle point, curve it into the 2 inches you came up with. So after that, you go ahead and cut. We're going to cut it out like so. You can see the way I'm cutting it out. So from here, I also cut out this part like I said earlier. So this is what it looks when you look at it. So I'm going to notch or mark the points, the neckline, the shoulder. I'm going to notch them so that by the time I open it, or we'll be able to know which is which of the lines or we are working on. So you can see by the time I open it up, this is what it looks like. So you can see So this part here, I'll use this part as the kimono side. Remember the asymmetrical neckline fall at the kimono sleeve side. Okay, so you have to pay attention to your details of the style. So from here now, you can decide to leave your neck this way. So here is my shoulder. I'm trying to show you that here is my shoulder, this is my shoulder. So from that shoulder now, I'm going to extend your shoulder measurement by 4 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, or 5 inches. So here I used 4, but later on I extended it to 5 inches depending on how open you want that side to be. So from here now, I'll go ahead and connect it into the other. So I'll go ahead and connect it like so to the 4 inches mark I made from the kimono side. I will come down by half an inch like so. So the reason why you can decide not to curve, you can see the way I'm demonstrating how I'm going to cut it out, because normally I don't like anything above my collarbone. So whenever I have a neckline above my collarbone, I always feel like someone is strangling me. So that is why I try to cut out that part. Okay, you can come down as low as you want. So I connected it this way. Okay, you can use this as a facing, but I wanted to cut it out then before cutting facing. So I actually wanted to cut it out. So like this, I extended it like so. So this is how I extended it. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So here, this part is you can see here is the 4-inch extension. So from the other 3.5-inch neckline down to the kimono 4 inches extension. Remember, the 4 inches, you can as well extend it to 5 depending on how droppy you want it at your sleeve. So I'll just go ahead and cut out this part. You can use it as your facing, then you fold it inside, or you just go ahead and cut it out. So after that, now we have to work on our front. So we're going to go up like so. You can see we'll go up, then I'll connect. So this is how I'm going to cut it out. So I'll just go ahead and follow the steps. So you can see like here, I'm going to go up. So remember, one side is sleeveless, then the other one is kimono. That is why we have one sleeve a little bit upper as normal sleeve, and the other one a little bit down. So after that, this is how it's going to look like. Then you just go ahead and cut out the neckline. I'm going to cut out the neckline like so. So this is how I'm going to cut it out. So you can see the way I folded in. That's how I'll be cutting it out. Okay, so this is the 5 inches extension, okay, at the kimono sleeve part. Because well, you can still go, like I said earlier, I still went ahead to increase it by, I added extra 1 inch. Okay, so from the shoulder, then my extension was 5 inches. It depends on how slant or open you want the neckline to be by the sleeve. I don't know, if you watch my thumbnail, you're going to understand. So this is the extension here. So everything depends on your body size. If you are plus size or a medium size, or maybe you are a smaller size, you can use 3 inches. So at the end of the day, I used 5 inches. Yeah, so you can see I'm trying to reconnect. So from here, this ½ inch I'm marking out is where I'll be sewing. So I'll be sewing that part. I will stitch that part down. So I think we are done with this. Okay, so when you are done, so for the neck, you can go ahead and use your facing, or you fold it. Okay, so here is my fabric. I've introduced my fabric. So what I will do right now is to You can see here I've gone ahead to place my pattern paper. You're going to place it open. Make sure your fabric is on fold because you are cutting both the front and the back together. So this is the neckline. You can see I extended my sleeve length. Like I said, my pattern paper was not enough for my sleeve, so I extended it. So this is the sleeveless part here. So I've cut it out. So after cutting it out, I went ahead to cut out my facing. Okay, look, this is my face. Like I said earlier, if you don't want to cut out the one I cut out for the neckline, you can use that one, fold it in as your facing, but I decided to cut it out. Okay, so like so I'll just go ahead. After sewing, I'll turn it to the wrong side like this. I'll be using a hemming gum to gum it, okay, but you can go ahead and fold. You can actually fold the neckline. So this is where you can see, so this is where it's going to stop. This part I'm trying to notch it, so I'll be able to indicate. So I'm going to close that part. So this is where my facing will stop. So this is the shoulder. Remember, there is a pleat or gathers at the shoulder, the sleeveless part. So this is the kimono part now. After joining it, I'm going to fold the sleeve opening, then I'll shape it by the side. I'll use my sewing allowance I added and shape it. So this stripe I made here, I'm going to fold it to create my stripe for the side rush. I'll be using it to ruch the side. Okay, so now I'm done. So this is how it looks. So you can see here, it's very simple tutorial. So this is what I have here. I'm done sewing the facing. So this is the facing. So you can see my gathers are the shoulder. This is the sleeveless part of the shoulder. You can see how I gathered it. Okay, so you can decide to pleat, but I prefer the gathered. So I gathered it like so. Then I've finished sewing the facing. So this is my kimono sleeve. This is the sleeve opening for the kimono part. Okay, so this is the facing. I will be putting it inside. You're going to put it inside to the wrong side. Then I'm going to use my hemming gum to iron it down like so. Okay, but if you don't want, you can as well fold. You just go ahead and fold it the normal way you fold, but normally I always prefer using interfacing for my neckline. If I'm not using lining, I always like to cut out my interfacing. So this is how it looks like. You can see, guys, this is very simple tutorial. You can decide to extend this top to a dress. So choose your desired dress. So you can see this is how I've created using my allowance. I created a channel for my stripe. So this is where my stripe is going to pass. So we're going to first of all fold the down part separately before shaping it or joining by the side, so that you'll be able to have that opening at the down where you'll be able to pass your safety pin, okay, or whatever you're using to pass in your stripe. I hope this is clear. If you sew, normally some people will they'll shape the whole dress by the side before folding or hemming the down part. If you do that, you're not going to see that. There's no way you create that channel. Okay, so you first of all fold the down part first, then you shape or you sew the side. So after that, you'll be able to see where you're going to pass your stripe. Okay, so I'm trying to pass my stripe now. So after this, now I'll go ahead and stitch it down. So I'll stitch it down. You can see, so it went all the way up to the under the armhole area. So I'll go ahead and stitch it like so to secure it from moving or sticking out. So after that now, then I'll iron this facing. Then our top is ready. So it's a very simple tutorial. If you pay attention, you'll be able to get this very well. So you can see the interfacing. So this is where the extension stopped. You can see. So I'll just go ahead and iron it. You can decide to extend more depending on how your body size, and again how open you want that part, the slanted kimono neckline or the asymmetrical neckline to be. Okay, so guys, this is what I have here. Thank you so much guys for joining me on this beautiful tutorial. If you have not given this video a thumbs up, please kindly give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like and share. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.